Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to the Numas campaign for Mortal Empires. Now in the last episode, we had to defend Qatar against a beastman horde that came to burn the settlement down, and under the command of our garrison commander, Ashokar, we were able to defend the settlement despite taking severe casualties. In fact, it got to the point where the only reason we won was because we were able to summon in the Shabati near the end of the battle. Now after the battle, it was quite a surprise to find out that Ashokar was actually a Sora Scar veteran, it seems, according to the game, who constantly now, over the past few turns, has a habit of becoming injured and wounded, then recovering from his wounds, only for him to be wounded again. This is a commander with the worst luck in history, and I do think it is a bug of the game. I do know that captains are a feature in the game, that they lead armies when there isn't a lord, but this must be a thing for us to have a Sora Scar veteran coming in. I just have this image though of this sort of very old, infirm Saurus warrior, who obviously has no idea about what's really going on. He just ends, I don't know, probably thinks of himself as a skeleton at this point. Maybe he identifies as one. I mean, it is, well, you look at modern day to give you how crazy some people can be. But anyway, after we defended Qatar, Tutankhanut and his army went up to the north and killed off the survivors, leaving their bodies to be buried in the sands of Nekarkara. With that now done, we can focus on our original target, which was to head down towards Castlebar, here to the south, and go after the Nekark Brotherhood, wiping them out hopefully from the campaign after this episode. Now it's going to take a few turns for us to get down here, but I don't mind us taking our time. The reason being is, if you remember in the last episode, we started building over here the Springs of Eternal Life, the Crypt Barracks, so we're going to be able to recruit Nehekaran warriors. Oh, that is a mouthful to say so many times in one go. But these guys are much better than the skeleton warriors we're able to recruit right now. We can't recruit many of them. We can only recruit 2 at the moment. And I'm hoping that's going to give us the edge we're going to be needing for this upcoming fight. So we got that to worry about. And it looks like we can actually bring in Ramhotep. I can just see him up here in the north. And we're going to be talking about Ramhotep in today's episode. He is quite an interesting character. Even more in life than he perhaps is in dead. Although, he hasn't really changed personality-wise as time has gone on. So, we're going to have him come down and join up with the army eventually, but he's going to get there next turn. Apparently that little bit is just too far for him to go. But that's okay, we've got time. Now, we're going to pop onto here, and it looks like Intes is going to be able to be upgraded. Now, something I do want to bring up from the comments of the last episode is to thank you guys for telling me about the different laws that the Tomb Kings can use. Because I forgot all about that. I'll be honest, it's been such a long time since I played as the Tomb Kings before this campaign. I had no idea that they can get the other laws. And because I didn't know that, my knowledge was based on 7th edition Tomb Kings for the tabletop, which, if I remember right, they are only allowed to have the law of Nehekara. So as a result, when I saw them, oh, they can get light and death and shadow? What? And it is in the vanilla game, so thank you for telling me that. I actually went to double check the 8th edition of the tabletop just to see if it had changed, and in the 8th edition they can actually use light and death magic as well as the Nehekara. So shadow magic was outside of their reach, but the other 2 are lawful in terms of the tabletop as well, which was nice to see. But Intes is our priest of light, and we're going to replenish our troops here with 1 point, and we're going to upgrade Shem's burning gaze with the other. Let me just double check. Okay, so this is the one that's actually quite good against single combatants who are quite large, and you have to be a bit careful about how you aim it, ideally. Okay, good to know. We'll be trying to use that in units then, unless we have to. But you can join up there, and we'll be continuing making our way down towards Castlebar. But there's not really much we can do right now, although there is one more thing we can actually do. Now, I did look up a little bit on the internet, so I'll be honest, about how to improve our economy, because right now, it stinks. And what they was recommended to me is, if we pop onto here, we can actually build these carnal plazas, or charnel plazas. I'm not entirely sure which way you're supposed to say it. But, as you can see, this gives us 50 gold, and the highest tier one makes us 150. Now, that might not sound much by itself, but if you put one of these in every minor settlement, it will soon start adding up. And when you consider that the, Tomb Kings don't have to worry about little things like unit upkeep and recruitment costs, it means all the money we make can go back into our buildings. And so that's going to be very, very useful. So what I'm going to do is actually demolish this building. And between the money we'll make back from the mortuary house and the money we'll be making up here, we should be able to make 2 of them next turn, and that should hopefully double our income as a result. Just want to double check. Yeah, we don't really need to worry too much about the bonuses. We're not making enough money really to warrant our units, buildings trying to grow so quickly. While it will be useful later on, but for now, not so much. In fact, what we got here? +5 public order. Okay, good. So, let's get started with today's story about Ramhotep the Visionary, the greatest necrotech that ever lived, and died, so to speak. So, Ramhotep, he was, during his lifetime, a necrotech, someone who specialized in burial chambers and what have you, of amazing skill, probably no equal in the land. His statues were so lifelike that people actually thought they were alive, that they were the gods reincarnated, walking the earth. His buildings were the stuff of legend. But quite interestingly, he never actually took credit for any of his work. For most of his life, in fact, he kept fairly quiet about the fact that he was creating these fantastic works of art. And there's a very particular reason for that, which is tied into the Tomb Kings or the Nehekaran culture of the time. But we're not going to talk about it just yet, because we're going to be coming up to the end of our intern phase pretty soon. And so we'll continue about it in the next bit, which is actually going to be fairly quick, because we're not really doing much during these turn phases, I must say. But anyway, back to me, and on the Conqueror's eternal service, we have made a great discovery. During the course of our excavations, remains of the army that once served Alcatrazar the Conqueror, the last and maybe the greatest of all the priest kings of Nehekara, have been unearthed. It would take but a little magic to raise them to our service. But should we do so, or give them a ritual burial in the classic Nehekaran style? So if we go for the burial, we can get +10 leadership for all our armies for 10 turns, and +8 casualty replenishment rate. Or we can get 40 jars. I'm going to go for this. I think it's going to be a much more better for us. So we'll do that. You can see Ashakar, our Sora Scar veteran, who thinks he's a skeleton, he has been wounded yet again, and after he came back from duty as well. That's going to be weird. We're going to have to just get used to that being a thing. But anyway, let's take Ramhotep in here now. I do feel tempted to actually not have him in there, just because he's not really that good in fighting. And the amount of times, I think he's already died once, isn't he? That's why he was not outside the army the last time. So really I'm thinking we might put a better unit in there, but there's not really much we can give as an option for the moment. So, Tutankhanut, you can come over here. Cease. Right, Voswan. Now, it has been mentioned as well in the comments of the last video that this is not who I thought it might be, which was the father of vampires. As you can imagine, someone with that namesake, and Voswan, I believe, is the founder of the Nekkark Brotherhood in particular. He would be a lot stronger than this guy. So I imagine he's just basically a generic vampire lord with just a fancy name. He may be the faction leader, but it's probably the character's namesake, rather than the fact that it's actually him, the man of legend. It's just like how, people call their kids Cher, even though there's only one Cher, or Madonna, or Prince, and so on. But who is? Not you. You are. You're not you. No. Anyway, let's pop on here. And you can see now we've got 900, so we've got enough now to get started with this plan. So we're going to build one here, and another one here. 2 turns, and we should hopefully double our income. It's 50 each turn, and that'll be it. I'm sure it will. But for now, we're just going to continue with the turns. So, there was a reason why Ramhotep never actually took credit for his works. And the reason being is because of the Nehekaran sort of society and what they used to do. Necrotechs were hired basically to make these great burial chambers and the like. And when it came to the end of their completion, they were expected to commit ritual suicide and be buried with their work. Now, Ramhotep didn't like the idea. He felt he had so much more to give that if he was to be killed and, kill himself and be buried, the world would not benefit from his future works and creations. So what he did instead was rather very sneaky. what he would do is he would join the entourage of other great necrotechs at the time, and join them as a apprentice or an assistant and what have you. Now what he would do is that he would actually get them basically drugged up. He would get them addicted to a particular drug called Blood Lotus, and what that would do then is just leave them in a very adult state and completely out of it. What he would do next then is he would create a mask of exquisite beauty, and so like the original necrotech, he was assuming the identity of that people couldn't tell the difference. And then under that person's persona, he would work and create the works that he wanted to do. And then what would happen when it came to near the end of that work being completed, he would disappear off, leaving the original necrotech kind of addled and out of it with no idea what's going on, to be killed and buried with the work. Now you can imagine he might protest a little bit to that, thinking, hang on, I had nothing to do with this building, why are you trying to kill me here? Yet a lot of people just thought, he's just an artist. Artists tend to be mad and say things like, that's not my building, I don't know what has been happening to me for the past 10 years. Things like that. Because, well, that's what artists are like, apparently. Anyway, Ashokar, you're now back and you're wounded yet again. Right, we can now finally get those two Nekharan warriors. So what we're going to do is get rid of you two, disband you, and replace you instead with facts. Let's get you two. And what I'm thinking is, maybe to get rid of one or two of these units. I don't know, we've got the Nekharan horsemen, which are pretty good. Chariots I kind of want to keep just because they are really good when it comes to charging and doing a big charge. These guys, maybe not so much. Well, we'll keep it. It's fine. We can do with a 20 stack anyway. And all we're going to get otherwise is just more skellies. Yeah. Anyway, that's our turn. Done. Again. Really not much we can do at the moment. But to continue the story of Ramhotep. So, he did this particular sort of job, for lack of a better term at the moment, for decades. He would assume the necrotech's identity, create the works that he wanted to do, and then disappear off, leaving the original necrotech to be buried with the work. Now, this was a thing because he decided to do this mainly because, not because he didn't want to die or anything, but just because he was very passionate about his work. He was someone who was very determined to make sure he can get the absolute perfection he can. And his servants and slaves, the people that used to work under him, were terrified of his whip. And the fact that he would just, if anything was slacking, even in the slightest, he would react angrily towards it. And could you blame him? I mean, we're talking about his legacy. What is a little thing like the blood of a slave compared to that? Hey, it's what he thought at the time. But eventually then, as he got older and became withered in age, his mind started to think about the future, and how eventually he will, if he isn't careful, he will no longer be able to continue creating exquisite work. And so he came up with a plan, which we'll be talking about next time. Now, Ashokar is back for duty again, so are the Nekharan warriors, and oops, he's wounded. Now, something that I did spot when I was talking, which was quite interesting, is the Sentinels of Khemri are now at war with one another, with Khemri looking like being the aggressor in the fight. Now, if we're lucky, these two could just fight one another and do damage to each other, so we can maybe swoop in once we've taken Castlebar and go after these two ourselves. I mean, we've got the gold mine up here, which will be extremely nice to have. And going for the Black Pyramid of Nagash is not only a requisite for us to take as part of our victory conditions, but I think it'd just be a very bold statement for Tutankhanut to own the Black Pyramid itself, So we may have to bear that in mind, and we'll keep an eye on the situation between these two as it develops. But for now, we're going to be fighting our own battle as we're going to go up against Castlebar. Now, do we want to move in straight away and attack it? Maybe not. What do they have? They've got lots of zombies. Lots and lots of zombies, in fact. Great. They've got Voswan himself, Marcus Jaeger, a necromancer, skeleton warriors, and okay. To be honest, I mean, our troops, in terms of like our skellies, we should do better than their ones. They're about the same in strength, really. And they are better than the zombies, but the zombies are just so much more. And the problem is facing the undead. It's just so annoying.
We retreat.
No, we're not going to retreat. We're going to start building in siege towers so we can go and attack the walls. Yeah, it does bug me sometimes playing against the undead. Just because, you know, you can't just expect them to run away. You have to keep at them until they fall down. And their magic no longer keeps them animated. It is an annoyance to deal with. Hang on a second. We've lost money. That was 139 before, wasn't it? And we built 2 of these, which is supposed to give us 50 each. So yeah, we've actually lost a bit of money from that. Bugger. It's okay though. We got the ability to get more. Could get some chariots. Getting that Screaming Skull catapult and the Skeleton Chariot host could be quite interesting. But I do want to get as well access to some of the unique ones. I really want to get Shabati. I really love those. Tomb Kings are always pretty cool. And going after one of the War Sphinx or the Necro Sphinx, again, we need to make a decision about which one to go after. Although I have to ask, have they been debuffed or something since I last played with them? The reason why I'm asking is because... let's hit this. The reason why I'm asking is because I'm currently watching Surreal Beliefs' Knights of Origo campaign, and I'm very impressed with it. I think the new direction he's taken with the telling of the Let's Play is quite good. It's something I might feel tempted to try out a bit myself in the future. But I was watching his recent battle of his against the... he's fighting the Tomb Kings under Ark and the Black, and he was fighting the garrison of the Wizard's Caliph Palace, and they actually had a Necrosphinx, and I'm used to those slaughtering people by the dozens, if not the hundreds, and I watched his army fight it, and I watched this unit of peasants, spearmen, you know, men-at-arms with spears, kill it, without running away, and I was just a bit surprised. So, have they actually suffered a debuff since I last played to them, which was back when Rise of the Tomb Kings was first released? Let me know in the comments. It'd be quite good to know. And King Otterborn, you've trespassing. Why? I hope it... Oh. Okay. So these guys are coming out to attack us. Now, something I'm a little bit concerned about, if I had to be honest, the thing I'm concerned about really is facing the Crypt Ghouls and the Dire Wolves. They're a little bit better than the undead we'd be currently facing, and these guys can deal damage. And I don't like the fact they all got this leadership boost. This is going to make things even harder for us, but I'm supposed we are playing on hard difficulty. There's not much we can do about that. If I wanted to do better, we could have just played it on easy. We'll fight it. We'll see how we do anyway. Let's just hope we have a nice battlefield that we can use. Okay. This might potentially be useful. We got what looks like quite a few hills and mountains in our deployment zone. So we can actually set it up so our archer is going to be higher up and we can shoot over more effectively. And if we put Intes on top of our line, he'll be able to shoot over their heads and use his burning gaze to attack their generals and that as they're getting close, as well as the bone giants. Between these two and Tutankhanut, we might be able to snipe their lords before they get in close, giving them that debuff to their leadership, which may give us that boost we need. But let's check out the battlefield itself first of all. Oh Christ, this really is not what I thought it was going to be like. Let's zoom in a moment. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit steeper than what we've currently got. No matter, we'll make it work. So, these guys coming in from this side. Might be better if we take this side then, just so we can have them take longer to get over to us. So how are we going to do this? Let's put these guys in the middle. And we'll spread you guys out like that. We'll put the Nehekaran warriors behind you guys then. Just so they can act as a second line to charge in when needed. So we'll do that. Skeleton chariots will stick you over the side. We'll stick the 2 horsemen over on this side, ready to flank. Skeleton horsemen, we can actually put these guys fairly close to the enemy, can't we? Because these guys can do vanguard. Well, so can these, in fact. What we can do, though, let's just put these guys right on top here, right away from our army, just so that we can shoot at them as they come towards us and try and maybe kite off a couple of units. Bone Giant is forming up right in the middle. I know he's not the best at melee, but we may end up having him charge in where that weapon strength and that could come in handy. So we'll put you there in the meantime. And let me see, you guys... we'll put you guys actually quite close behind the second line here, just so you can shoot over the enemies. Let's put you a little bit further back, I guess. There we go. You guys, let's move forward. Move you guys forward a little bit. Don't argue with me. Do it. Thank you. And finally, Tutankhanut, you're going to appear right here, leading your troops, and you can shoot down too. Intes, you're going to form up behind the second line here, so we can throw our spells down. And Ramhotep, we'll probably put you in the middle here as well. He's not really that good at melee though, so I don't really want to use him. We may have to though, we'll see. Okay, Renard is with us with a little bit extra magic, and we've got a power reserve of 80. We can cast that spell quite a lot then in that case. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's get you guys on skirmish mode and let's try and focus on a particular enemy. See if you can focus on... maybe not the Necromancer. Let's see about the army over here. Like, going after these Crypt Ghouls could be quite interesting for us. Or, I'll tell you what, go after the Fellbats. They're just a pest to deal with. Alright, let's grab you guys. We're going to put you guys up on the top of the hill here. And you guys are going to stretch out a little bit over this way. Right, how long is it going to take for you to start shooting? Hopefully not too long. Alright, if we can focus on killing off their generals first of all, that would be appreciated. Okay, you guys coming over here. Okay, you guys are shooting. Can you run and shoot, or can you just... okay. Might not have been the best option then to have done this. Oh wow, they are taking a fair bit of damage. Okay, they are faster. They are catching up to my horsemen. Okay, that's kind of good to know. Might end up pulling these guys a little bit back instead, so they can join up with our archers maybe. Let's pull you back over here. Right. Who's leading here? Vossava. Let's move you forwards. You guys... I'm going to have you pull back behind the line, I think. I'd rather have them in a position to flank, but the enemy looks like they're going to try and take them as an easy target. Come on. Hit him. Oh, Christ. Really? That missed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, no matter. Right. Where's that other guy? Take one more shot at him, and then we'll focus on their main army instead. Fact, a low threat from you. Come over here and attack him. Archers, come over this way. Can you shoot him, please? Come on, one more shot. A unit has been wiped out. Crap. That was my fault for not sending him in, you know, with support. So I accept that. I should have done better. Okay, chariots, you need to get out of there extremely quickly because you're now about to die. Jesus Christ, how did you get wiped out so fast? Right. Can we cast a spell on him? Come over this way for the moment. Right. Okay, that was a little bit of damage done. Okay. Time to slow things down a moment. Let's get started with this. So we've got zombies here. Apparently they're a large threat to my skeletons. These guys. Let's see how... let's test Pillar to the test. You guys are going to come around here. And you're going to run around here. That way then we can actually try and charge you into the units here. Skeletons will have you charge into here. You guys charge into here. Tutankhanut, you can stay there. You guys can charge in here. And you guys are going to charge in here. Nekahar warriors charging over this side. And you guys come over here and attack as well. Archers, continue doing your job. You can fight that. No, just shoot it out. Well, I don't know. What do we have you shoot? Skeleton warriors. Zombies. There we go. Go and shoot them out for me then, please. You guys come over here and focus on killing off the dire wolves. I'd rather have that happen right now. You can regenerate. That's good. Let's have you guys come around here now. Get ready to assault the enemy. You guys are doing the same too. Good. Charge in here. In fact, go against these zombies. Wipe them out quickly so we can have that come in support. Okay, slow things down a minute. You can use your magic again. Okay, use your magic this time against him. Oh, Christ, you're really close to the combat. I didn't expect you to be that close. Pull back. And, like I said, continue to use your spell against the Felbats, please. There we go. Useful. Toon King, Beast guy, please come in and attack this. Okay, skeletons, you're about to die. That's not ideal in the slightest. Charge in and kill them out. Okay, you guys are done here. Right, you guys pull over here. Alright, we got more troops coming in. Oh crap, I didn't ask you to do that. Right, pull back out. Okay, Tutankhanut is leading the way. That's fine by me. Cast another spell into the unit of zombies over here. Okay, you guys kill off them. Right, you're going to take... Hang on. Nekakar and warriors, apparently you're not doing too good against their Tomb King. Okay. First of all, do that. Right, let's slow things down a moment. Where goes the best place to put Aishabati? Let's put him right in the middle of this group here. And slaughter our way through the middle here. Unless we put it here and try and take out... I'll tell you what, let's put it here and actually try and go after the Vampire Lord. Okay, you guys come down here and continue the attack against that unit. Come over here actually and break this unit here. Right. Okay, we'll see about taking on the Vampire Lords. Okay, Nekakar and warriors, leave the Shabati to finish them off. See if you can head down here and deal with the zombies and that we'll be facing. Okay, Tutankhanut. Nope. Come over here and take them out. Ramhotep, see if you can help out against these zombies. Should be able to at least defeat them a bit. Okay, you guys come over, switch targets. Come over here now and see if you can take them out. Hopefully before these zombies get involved. Okay, one unit's already starting to thing. We've now had a unit break. Right, come over here. You guys really need to finish off this guy. It's actually getting quite shocking about how long it's taking you to do this. Okay, you guys need to take them out. Bone Giant, you're facing the complete opposite direction. I have no idea as to why. Okay, another unit's been wiped out. Okay, let's pull you guys back over here and then ready to charge in. You guys need to pull out over this way. My fault for letting you guys get caught. That was my bad. Okay, Yushabati, you still haven't killed off that Vampire Lord yet. We really need him dead at this point. No word of a lie. He needs to die. Okay, you guys charge into the units over here. Bone Giants, are you actually shooting anything, or are you just standing around there and looking pretty? I have no idea. Let's have you guys charge into here, you guys charge into the here. Okay, that's one unit gone. Enemy Lord has been wounded. Fantastic. Come over here and finish off these guys. Lich Priest of Light, see if you can focus on killing off that vampire for me. Okay, Bone Giant, come and attack this unit of Skeleton Warriors here instead. Okay, you guys are starting to think. Ramhotep is now dead. Can you use your magic, please? It's really not that difficult. Right. Skeleton Warriors, okay, Chariots. Pull back out. Horsemen, pull back out. Apparently wiped out a unit. Okay, that's not good in the slightest. Okay. Nekakar Warriors charge into this unit here. You guys charge into this unit. Yushabati, you should be able to kill off the zombies. Leech Priests, get ready to cast more magic. Alright. Okay, you guys need to... Let's continue trying to break this line here. Alright, where's my other horseman? Okay, of course you guys get stuck in combat. Another unit's been wiped out. Let's have... We may have to get you now coming in to fight. It's not ideal in the slightest, but we may have to do it. Curse... Oh, Tutankhanut's now been defeated too. Apparently my Leech Priest is now getting involved in combat as well. If you guys can't shoot, you guys can now fight. Since the rest of my army looks like it's about to die. Okay, come over here and attack these skeleton warriors. Okay, you're starting to disintegrate. That's great news. Come over here and kill off these criticals. You cast your spells against their necromancer. Okay, Bone Giants. Let's get you involved in the action over here. Who's fighting over here? Skeleton archers. Not doing too well, are you? Okay, let's try and get this going. You guys need to take out this unit here. You guys come after this unit. Chariots, you need to get out of there. Stop getting caught up in the melee. Okay, you guys come over here and fight this unit. Bone King, come and fight this unit. Leech Priest, you're going to start casting magic any second now. Do that, please. Charge into the unit here. Quickly. Before all is lost. Okay, you guys charge in it this way and help out too. I know this is not how you're supposed to use the Bone Giants, but at the moment we just need... These are crumbling away. We just need them to last long enough for them to all die. So please sort that out for me, Bone Giants. Let's have that try and help out a bit. Okay, you guys need to pull back. Ah, these guys are fighting to literally the last man. And despite the fact we've killed nearly all their characters, their health is now debilitated at this point. They still seem to be doing a good job. Right. Okay, you guys finish this off. You guys really need to finish him off. Come over here and do this. Okay, 2 chariots left. Okay, pull out. Okay, we won. A Pyrrhic victory. Talk about a Pyrrhic victory. Christ, we nearly lost the entire army there. Our archers are the only thing that really stuck around. These guys died like that thanks to the Fellbats. Although, to be fair, that was my fault for sending them out unsupported. But the rest of the army, I don't know, some of them, like these warriors, just really didn't leave me much to be impressed with. Whereas these guys went charging in again and again and again. It was great to see. Now, I'm glad that we can manage to keep the chariots, because right now, we can't recruit those. Everyone else, we can replenish, we can get them back. But not the skeleton chariots. Now, unfortunately as well, we lost Tutankhanut and Ramhotep. Ramhotep, he did quite well, 87 kills. I mean, I'm okay with that. But that was a bloody battle, to say the least. I mean, they had, what, nearly 1,000 more troops than I do. And, again, a problem with facing the undead, whether you are, which is always the case, is that you have to eliminate them. You can't just let them run away. You have to kill off every single one of them. And you can see the amount of difference in casualties here. All of a sudden now, we lost nearly our entire army. They lost all of theirs. But we did manage to take Castlebar. Did we... I'm having a moment. Bear with me. No, we didn't. Never mind. I thought, did we have a mission about something? No, I didn't. Never mind. It's me. Don't worry. Anyway, we need now to get a new lord to lead the army until Tutankhanut is recovered. So, we got this guy, who apparently has been spending his time recovered anyway. So, how long is it going to take for you to come back? 4 turns. Okay, well, King Sumides is going to take over in the meantime. During the excavation of one of our lord's tombs, a disaster occurred. The more we dug, the more sand poured into the breach, trapping our unfortunate workers inside and resealing the chamber. Is the loss of a few wretched labourers sufficient reason to dig elsewhere, or shall we persevere and redouble our efforts? So we get 40 cannon-pick jars, or 2,500. As if that's a choice. Dig elsewhere, we're taking the money. Right, and the Neckarch brother has been defeated, you've now been returned and wounded. Right, I think that's a good opportunity for me to end today's episode at this point. So, we managed to take Castlebar with severe casualties, but we're still in a position now we can start replenishing the army. What I'm thinking now is to really just sort of spy up what we're going to do next. We could go after Orion's camp, but it's in very inhospitable terrain, so we're not going to be interested in that right now. But we know that Kenwi and the Black Pyramid and Nagash are currently at war with one another, so we could keep an eye on them and see what we can do about fighting them. We could also potentially go after Imhotep, what was his name again? Itaban, and the Dune Kingdoms. The only thing is, they are much more powerful than we are at the moment, so we'll have to keep an eye on it and wait and see. But that's all going to be happening in the next episode. So thank you for watching today's one, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next time for more Two Kings gameplay. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and goodbye for now.